I sent her money because I thought she was dying. 2 weeks later, I found out she never even existed, and by then, it was already too late. My name is Alex, and 4 months ago, I fell in love with someone who didn't exist. Looking back, that should have been my first clue, but I missed it, just like I missed everything else. I wasn't some lonely loser sitting in the dark. I had a good life in Chicago.
We can't just ignore this.
Senior software engineer, decent salary, one-bedroom apartment on the north side with a view of the skyline that still took my breath away on clear nights. After my divorce 2.5 years earlier, I told myself I was fine. Work, gym at 6 a.m., takeout, repeat. The silence in the apartment had become normal. I wasn't scrolling dating apps every night. I wasn't desperate. But then, one random Tuesday evening in late October, my phone buzzed. Her name was Emily Carter. The profile picture stopped me cold. Soft blonde hair, bright blue eyes that looked straight into the camera like she already knew me. Her message was simple. Hi, Alex. Something about your Chicago skyline photo made me smile. You look like someone who actually has real conversations. Hope your evening's going well. I replied. And that was it. The door opened. We started talking every single day. At first it was light. Movies, music, bad dad jokes. But within a week, it got deep. She told me she was a registered nurse at a small community hospital in a tiny town outside Austin, Texas. Long shifts, understaffed, constant pressure. Her parents had died in a car accident on a rainy Ohio highway a few years back. No siblings, no family left. She was completely alone out there. I feel like I'm carrying the weight of the world sometimes, she wrote one night. But talking to you makes it feel lighter. I opened up too. Told her about the divorce, how my ex had slowly checked out until one day she just left. How I still woke up reaching for someone who wasn't there. Emily didn't give me generic, "you'll be fine" lines. She said, that pain shows how deeply you can love. One day, someone is going to be so lucky to receive that kind of love. We moved to voice messages fast. Her voice was soft, a little husky, with that faint southern drawl that wrapped around every word. We talked for hours after work. I'd sit on my couch, city lights flickering through the blinds, and feel something I hadn't felt in years. Seen, understood, wanted. Then came the night everything shifted. We'd been on a long call, almost 2 hours, talking about how lonely the holidays were going to be. Her voice got quieter. Alex, I don't know how to say this without sounding crazy, but
I did what you asked.
I think I'm falling in love with you.
Relax, Alex.
My heart slammed against my ribs. I was sitting there in the dark, and for the first time in years, I felt real hope. I feel the same way, Emily, I whispered. I'm falling for you too. That's when things started to feel off. Looking back, that was my second mistake. Her camera was always broken. The Wi-Fi in rural Texas was terrible. Every single time I suggested a video call, something went wrong at the last second. I look like a zombie after a 16-hour shift, she'd say with a tired laugh. Or, my phone dropped last week and the camera's glitching. I told myself it didn't matter. The connection we had was deeper than a screen. I didn't want to push. I didn't want to lose what felt so good. I should have stopped right there, but I didn't. Then one cold November morning, she vanished. No good morning text, No reply. 24 hours. 48. By day 3, I was losing my mind. I paced the apartment, checked my phone every 30 seconds, imagined the worst. I called in sick to work. First time in 2 years. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. On the morning of day 4, the message came through. Alex, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to worry you, but I'm in the hospital. It's my heart. The doctors say it's stress-related cardiomyopathy. I need surgery. I wasn't going to tell you. I hate asking for help, but I'm really scared. I stared at the message for a full minute. Something felt wrong. Deep in my gut, a voice whispered, "This is too sudden, too convenient." But the louder voice, the one that loved her, said, "What if she's telling the truth, and you do nothing? What kind of man would you be?" She sent a photo, her pale face, hospital gown, IV in her arm. Then a screenshot of the bill. $18,400 for the procedure and stay. Her insurance barely covered anything at that small rural facility. No savings left after her parents' funeral. "I'm not asking you to pay it all," she wrote. "Just if you could help with even part of it. You're the only person I trust right now." My hands were shaking as I opened the banking app. Part of me knew I should wait. Part of me wanted to ask more questions. But the fear in her voice note, that soft, broken, "I love you" at the end, won. I transferred $4,000. Everything in my emergency savings. That transfer didn't just cost me $4,000. It cost me the ability to ever walk away. Within minutes, she sent a tearful voice message. "You're my guardian angel, Alex. I don't deserve you. I love you so much." That was the moment I crossed the line I could never uncross. The first time felt like helping. The second time felt necessary. By the third time, I stopped asking questions. The surgery went well, but then the complications started piling up. Expensive medications not covered by insurance. Another $2,700. I wired it the same night she sent me a voice note, crying so hard she could barely speak. The fourth time was physical therapy she couldn't afford. $1,800. By then, I was already telling myself, one more, just one more and she'll be okay. Then rent on her little house she was about to lose. $1,200. Then an infection hit and she needed a second procedure. $9,500. Every few weeks a new crisis. Every time she sent proof, hospital wristband photos, scanned documents, voice notes where she sounded weak and in pain. I should have stopped right there, but I didn't. Instead, I started making choices I never thought I'd make. I took out a $15,000 personal loan, maxed out 2 credit cards, picked up freelance coding gigs until 2 a.m., sold my gaming PC, my grandfather's collectible watches, even the nice watch I bought myself after my last promotion. I stopped seeing friends, told them I was busy with work. The truth was too humiliating. Every transfer came with her crying thank yous. "When I get out of here, I'm flying straight to Chicago. I'm going to cook you the best steak you've ever had, and we're never going to be apart again." I lived for those promises. They kept me breathing through December, January, February. The total climbed past $28,000, then $35,000, then $42,000. My credit score was tanking. My boss noticed I was exhausted and distracted. But Emily needed me, and I loved her. And at that point, it wasn't even about the money anymore. It was about not wanting to admit I'd been lied to. Looking back, that was the biggest mistake of all. The loop went on for 4 long months. New emergency every few weeks. A flooded basement that needed repair before mold set in. Her car breaking down so she could get to follow-up appointments. Always just enough hope that she was getting better. Then, 2 weeks before the end, she told me she was finally getting better.
You can relax now.
She sent a voice note that sounded stronger than it had in months.
I'll be in Chicago soon.
The doctors say I'm turning a
Can't wait
corner,
to look
Alex.
into your eyes.
I'll be in Chicago soon. I can't wait to finally look you in the eyes and tell you I love you in person. I started preparing for her like she was already part of my life. I cleaned the apartment top to bottom. I bought new sheets. I stocked the fridge with things she once mentioned she loved. I even told my buddy at work, she's coming. This is real. I should have stopped right there, but I didn't. Then came the Saturday afternoon in late March that destroyed me. I was doom scrolling on my couch, rain beating against the window, trying to distract myself from the latest bill she'd mentioned. And there it was, the exact same photo of Emily in the hospital bed. But it wasn't her account. It was a completely different dating profile under the name Sarah Reynolds, a 32-year-old teacher from Florida who was looking for someone real. Same face, same smile, same hospital gown. Different story. I froze. My heart dropped straight through the floor because I had seen that exact photo before, just not on her account. I did a reverse image search with shaking hands. The results hit like a freight train. Different names, different cities, same scam. The photos had been stolen from a real woman named Megan, who posted them years ago on a private family album. The voice I'd fallen in love with? Most likely AI generated or stitched together from real recordings. The personality that understood me perfectly? Scripted by professionals who study men like me for a living. I sat there for what felt like hours, staring at the screen, tears burning in my eyes. Everything I had believed, every late-night conversation, every I love you, every sacrifice had been manufactured. I didn't just lose the money. I lost 4 months of my life I'll never get back. I lost over $42,000 in debt that still keeps me up at night. I lost the trust of my friends who watched me disappear and couldn't understand why. I lost my self-respect. I lost the ability to open my phone without my stomach twisting. Even months later, a simple notification makes my heart race. The worst part? I still don't know who was really on the other end. One person in a scam center overseas, a whole team passing the phone around, a woman who sounded exactly like the voice I fell for.
Okay,
I'll
next.
probably never know,
We understand the difficulty, but
and
the
that
payment is
uncertainty
required
still
today.
haunts me more than the debt ever could.
And we can proceed.
I later found out these kinds of romance scams generate billions of dollars every single year. Billions. And they're getting smarter every month. I spent weeks after the discovery reading everything about romance scams, joined support groups, learned how sophisticated these operations are. Stolen photos, voice cloning software, emotional manipulation techniques taught like a business. They target kind, successful, lonely people. People exactly like me. I'm sharing this story today not for sympathy, but because I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. If someone you meet online tells you they love you after only a few weeks, if they always have an excuse why they can't video call, if one medical or financial emergency after another suddenly appears and they start asking for money, please stop. Do the reverse image search. Demand a live video call on a random day. Tell them you'll only help through verified channels like GoFundMe. Better yet, don't send a single dollar to anyone you haven't met in person. Real love doesn't come with a price tag.
Real love doesn't hide behind broken cameras and endless excuses. So be honest with me right now. At what point would you have stopped? Or would you still be sending money right now? I'm still rebuilding. Therapy, paying down the debt, reconnecting with friends who stuck around, slowly learning to trust again, starting with trusting myself. Stay safe out there. Protect your heart, your money, and your future. Because in this digital world, those 3 words, I love you, can sometimes be the most expensive ones you'll ever hear. I'm Alex Thompson from Chicago, and this is the truth I wish I had known sooner. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. If this story saves even one person from going through the same hell I did, then every painful word was worth it.